You hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/inkdependence keeps this channel ad-free. Hello folks, welcome to Ink Dependence. I'm Mike, and today we are talking notebook covers. I use notebook covers quite a lot, and somebody asked me for like my top several notebook covers, like top X. So we're gonna do top 5-ish here, and then like two bonuses that aren't quite notebook covers, don't quite fit the size thing. These are all in the A5 size range. I'm a big fan of A5 as a general size for notebook use because it gives you enough room on the page without taking up too much room in your bag, and so A5 is really kind of my sweet spot for these things. Okay, so let's start with this one. This is from Curnow leather, which is it's a dude named I want to say Steve Curnow. Do I still have the receipt? I do. This is from the St. Louis Pen Show back in 2018 is when we got this. I just kind of kept this, you know. There we go. Curnow Leatherworks. There we go. Steve and Diane Curnow. They really aren't on the internet except for like Facebook, where you can order their stuff. They don't have a regular website, but they do really nice leatherwork and also some very cool wood-bound journals and that sort of thing. This is the only thing I have from them because I haven't only been to that pen show a couple of times, and Audrey brought this one home to me. It is really nice leather work, and this has 5 years I've had this one. It has this sort of traveler's notebook style thing where you have these elastic bands that go through, and then you can put your notebook of choice on those elastic bands. This is a Franklin-Christoph, one of their notebooks they used to make. It has 4 of these loops. So you could, in theory, put 4 of these notebooks in here. I think that these two are very close, so like I would maybe do 3. Sometimes I just do 1. There's only 1 in here now, and then you close it up thusly with this elastic. And this has lasted very well. You can see there's extremely minimal wear here. I mean, I guess these edges may have gotten a little bit of wear on them or something like that, but you can actually see where the elastic goes. But that's pretty much it. This thing is held up super well, and it's so nice. It kind of looks like a basketball, but it's kind of soft. Yeah, this is a really nice leatherwork, so go check them out. Secondly, I have this one from Galen Leather, and this is a zip portfolio style thing. Galen Leather Co. here, and this is undyed. This is like natural leather color. So there are actually going to be several leather things. Most of these things will actually be leather, and that is unusual for me, but in these notebook sizes, leather is one of the things that most of these come in. So this one has a big chunky zipper going around the outside, and then you can put your notebooks in here, either in the side or over the top, and I've used both in here. I don't have a notebook in this one right now. It was one that kind of got rotated out, but a very nice notebook. A couple of places here for pens or what have you, and when you put them in here, you don't really have to worry too much about them hitting the top and bottom where the zippery bits are, unless you have an extremely long pen. I wouldn't worry about that at all. It also comes with a 4-pin like card thing, which I don't even have in here. It's not something I really used. I usually just stick pens in here. You can also, this usually has post-it notes and that sort of thing, and then you can put stuff in these little slots as well to hold stuff, and then just cram notes back in here. Like there's a lot, I cram a lot of stuff into this when I use it, which should surprise no one. But you can check these out over on their site, Galen Leather. Very nice work there. Next up, let's do this one. This is a non-leather option. I've only got a couple of non-leather things, but this is from Lochby, and this is waxed canvas. I really like this notebook cover, although as you can see, it doesn't have anything in it right now. I've kind of rotated it out for the moment, and this gives you a lot of options, actually. You can stick like an iPad mini back here in this pocket if you want, or just slot a notebook in there. That's usually what I do. And then you have a bunch of these elastic bands like you saw in the Curnow to loop in other notebooks if you'd like to do that. You have a little velcroed pocket up here with some mesh. You can see what's in that. Little pockets down here for things. And then a pen loop over here that I don't usually end up using these pen loops. If I do, I'm sticking like a something like probably not a fountain pen in there. I'm probably sticking something like that in there to, keep it closed. And when you have a notebook in here, this does overlap enough that you're not going to worry about just having your pen stick out the side. And then it has this big chunky hook, which I actually like a lot. It's a lot easier to close when you have a notebook in it, oddly enough. than if you don't. But works really well, keeps it closed and everything's secure, and has this good handle on the outside that you can carry it by, and I have. So there you go. That's the Lochby journal cover. I like this a lot as well, and just another A5 journal cover for you to check out there. Then, this is what I've got my current Hobonichi in. This is my Coal Creek leather cover, which I think I got this in San Francisco as well. Did I buy all of these in San Francisco? No, not all of them. So this one came from Coal Creek, there we go, Coal Creek leather right here. Coal Creek makes all their leather stuff up in, I want to say Seattle, sounds right to me. I always have Post-it notes in a little pocket down here. It's just the thing I do. I don't really keep business cards. Post-it notes, that's what lives here. You can stick other things in here. I'll usually put lists and that sort of thing. You can put the front cover of your book in here if you like to, but I like to put stickers and stuff on mine, so I just don't do that. So this opens up nicely. It looks good. It carries well. This is from my 2023 Hobonichi Cousin in A5. And you can see it is perfectly sized for that cousin. This is what I've got it in here right now. This might switch into one of these other journals at some point, but I haven't used this in a little while, and I wanted to put this back in rotation because this is really like a really nice feeling leather, and you can actually see all the marks and such it's picked up over the years. I've had this one for several years as well. Definitely belongs in my top 5-ish. And then lastly, this is among my favorite things. It does have a leather cover on it. You can get these in non-leather. I bought this from a good friend for just a song, and I really love this thing. I think she went and bought at least one more after she got rid of this one. She's like, you know what, I really miss my my notebook cover. This is a Roterfaden Taschenbegleiter, which is a lot of fun to say and also a lot of fun to use, and it's a bit different from the rest of these. So let's take a look. You have this nice elastic band here that has this interesting like translucent bit in the middle, which is kind of interesting. You don't see that very often. Fold that over the side, and you have felt on the inside. These are very customizable. You can put all kinds of colors and things together, including non-leather stuff, if you like. They came out with the non-leather stuff, I believe, after this one was made. And then here you see the clips. Roterfaden uses these clips, which are on these little posts, and they're hinged. They slot into these pockets. You can actually, of course, take them out if you're not using them. I usually just leave them in there because they don't hurt anything, but you can put them in there, and then you can put your notebook in here. This is another A5, Kikuyo Campus, which I was using for classes last semester. So you can, see, I used about half the notebook last semester. So really cool there. And then also a lot of the Travelers and other sorts of things will fit in here. This is a set of things from Travelers, which are just a bunch of different sizes of Post-it notes and flags, which is super fun. I really like these a lot. And so I just stuck them here in the back of my Roterfaden Taschenbegleiter because, this is what I was using all last semester. And then this is another pocket. You can put a notebook back here, or I want to say also an iPad mini fits back here. Do any of you actually put an iPad in the back of your notebooks? Because a lot of these notebook covers are sized that way, and it's not a thing I've ever done. My mini lives in its own cover, and so I never bothered to put it in any of these things, even though you totally can. So anyway, there you go. That's the Roterfaden Taschenbegleiter. So that's it for the top 5-ish. Roterfaden, Coal Creek, Lochby, Galen, and then this one is from Curnow. So let's take a look at a couple of bonus ones. They don't quite fit the mold. The first one is this one, and this is from Galen. They gave this to me at the DC Pen Show, and it's not like it's kind of a notebook cover, but it's also kind of not. You can actually see it is a pouch. So this is more like an admin pouch or something like that. Slightly less chunky zipper, I think, than you have on the other notebook cover. And then this thing comes out. So you end up with this pouch that you can just cram whatever you want in. And also this interesting, like, I don't really know what to call it. Like, organizer isn't quite right, but it's got a bunch of pen loops. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pen loops here, which I have a highlighter and a ballpoint in right now. I kind of rotate other things in and out of here. And then a bunch of these little card slots. And on the other side, you have, let me take this out of here, and you can see the back. You have one of these panels where you can put the top or side load, and then I just throw I've had this in there, which is a Franklin-Christoph notepad right here, and you just kind of slot that in like this, and there you go. Now, the one drawback to this is if you have a bunch of pens on the back and you're trying to write on it, it can feel a little bit weird and wobbly, but this is a fairly thick notepad. I had a very thin book in here before because it would kind of save space, and these things on the back really kind of were a pain. But this does give you a nice, firm thing to write on if you just want to fold this back over and just hold it in your hand and write. It gives you a nice solid writing surface. So that's kind of, I think, the best use for this, or you can just take this off whenever you want to use it because it slips in really well. So not quite a notebook cover, but it's at the very least notebook cover adjacent, and definitely a thing worth checking out over there at Galen. So there you have it. That's top 5-ish. For me right now, I might change my listing at some point, but I mean, the top few are going to remain probably the same-ish. Although I do have my eye on one from Franklin-Christoph that is in their natural wood fiber sort of thing, and it's kind of along these lines, and I may have to get one soon. I've really had my eye on it, and I like it a lot. It's a leather alternative, and it looks really cool, but I don't have one in hand. I'll put a picture of one up here. Yeah, and as you can see, very simple kind of notebook cover situation, but it's got a really good feel to it, and I like it. Every time I pick it up, I gotta buy one. All right, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know what your favorite notebook covers are down below in the comments, and until next time, think about what you put out in the world. Make it a better place. Peace out.